You know what your problem is? You know why you're not happy? It's because you haven't found your niche environment and you need to create a new mindset.
Back there! Ah!
Yeah, whatever, you fat bitch.
What did you say?
I said I have a bad itch.
Oh!
Hey, welcome back. I am your host, YG Reno, and welcome to the Live Free Universe. Today, we're going to be talking about finding your niche environment and creating a new mindset. This goes along with finding your purpose and the other strategies that I've been talking about. This one definitely, I think, really means a lot because a lot of times you can't change your life unless you change your surroundings or unless you change the way you see your world. Walking away from bad environments, jobs, relationships, career paths, and sometimes even faith practices, you might find that these things put you in such a place that you feel guilty for even thinking about leaving, that you even think about that. Okay, for instance, I don't want to get into the right and the wrongs and the ethics of it, but when we talk about religion can sometimes be left to leave the believer feeling as if they're lower than everything around them, to make them feel like as if they have to accomplish some great feat in order to successfully fulfill their life. It even works like that with jobs. It feels like sometimes you just have to do this job because that money is what you need, or you need to live a certain type of lifestyle, or even with relationships. Dating wrong women and dating the wrong men can put you in such a position where you believe things about yourself that's not true, that doesn't have to hold you down. Finding new jobs and switching career paths when dissatisfied, I feel, is always a great way to go. But the thing about it is, a lot of times internally, our minds might not be able to process our own personal struggles. So a lot of times we leave our jobs to our detriment because we actually end up being the reason why we had to leave the job, not the job itself. Being open to change and being alone. Many people who have problems with their internals have a hard time being alone. They spend a lot of time being around people, so they perfect the craft of salesmanship. They perfect the craft of charisma. They perfect the craft and the skill of manipulation because they're too afraid to be alone. They're too afraid to be within themselves, to build within themselves, so they feel like they need to be around other people. But also, a lot of other people do the same thing. They stay around other people and they're afraid to be alone because they don't want to fix what's wrong with them. They're too afraid to fix what's wrong with them because they're too afraid to see what other changes could happen in their life, where they can actually be and what they can actually benefit from having a different type of mindset and going into that dark place. Learn ways to identify with people you don't know. Me, I struggle with this for a long time because not technically, but I have a huge ego. When I was younger, it was even bigger. I think that I'm bigger than everybody, I'm smarter than everybody, I'm the most handsomest, I'm the coolest, I'm the baddest. If you touch me, I'll fuck you up. All kinds of stuff like that. But a lot of times I find most inspiration from men that don't look like me, that aren't big and that aren't strong, that aren't loud, that aren't boastful, that aren't bold, that aren't afraid to take over their world. A lot of times they're meek, but they're thoughtful. And getting a chance to learn from people that I don't know, people that I can't recognize with on a natural day-to-day basis, help to reframe my mindset and see where I want to go in my path, rather than just stomp around like a kid in the playground. Questioning your reality with real criticism. I'm talking about real criticism. I'm talking about before you put that chip in your mouth, you really think about it. Before you take that dollar and you spend it on that car, or you spend it on that chain, or you spend it on something that is not going to give you anything in profit rather than just a temporary high. I'm talking about questioning who raised you, how they raised you, why'd they say the things they said? What is it about them that made them do what they did to bring you to where you got to? To question, is it me? Is it them? Is it us? How is this reality really benefiting me, and where is it really hurting me? Learning to accept dreaming alone. This is something I've never had a problem with, so I couldn't exactly tell you how to start, but I can tell you, dreaming alone, away from other people, keeping your dreams to yourself, that's how you win. That's guaranteed how you win. When you inform the world of your dreams, you give their spirit and aura and vibe the chance to disrupt whatever you have going on by placing unnecessary, unintended traps in your path. Learning to master hypnotic rhythm. Again, this comes from Outwitting the Devil or Interview with the Devil by Napoleon Hill. He talks about hypnotic rhythm. That's when you put yourself in such a state from doing something for so long that the body does it, like habit. But the way he says it is a little bit more eloquent. He gives you a chance to feel like as if your body is an instrument. Your body is an instrument. Your observer, your conscientious observer, meaning the person that you say is you when you look in the mirror, these are all tools. The mind is a tool. The body is ready to be moved in whichever way you form it. The mind is ready to form in whatever way you mold it. But hypnotic rhythm is when you do something for so long that it's so natural to you. It feels like as if you never did anything other than what you do all the time. So learning to master your hypnotic rhythm. So that means taking 44 days to create a habit, and then taking those 44 days and double down on it, and then double down on those 88 days, then double down on those 176 days, and doubling down and doubling down and doubling down until your body, your mind, your spirit, and your soul are all one within that vision. If you know any swimmers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you see swimmers that are really in their zone, or you see a runner that's really in their zone after 20 to 30 minutes, their body, their mind, their spirit, everything is in that run. Every beat, every step, every breath is all brought together as one. Identifying your limitations in order to stay humble. Creating new strategic fires to put out to inspire growth. Meaning, give yourself hurdles. If you're a rapper, tell yourself, you know what? I need to write 5 songs by the end of the next 2 weeks, or else I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Give yourself these small hurdles that you know you can achieve to trick your brain into feeding itself a reward of dopamine rather than a gluttonous dopamine charge. Meaning, instead of doing something that gives you a direct, quick gratification, an instant gratification, do something that you know you're gonna have to do and work for the whole week. So that way, when you do get there, that real gratification, that real sense of, hey, if I can do that, I can do more. Managing your expectation to control emotions. Look, we all want to win. I mean, some people want to lose because they feel like they're going to lose, but we all want to win. And the thing about it is, you're not always going to win when you want to, and you're not always going to win when you expect it. So sometimes you have to be okay with taking the loss. You have to be okay with taking this particular loss so that you could build on the lessons for tomorrow. Because honestly, the world isn't easy. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, that's the principle within the world. The world is one big zero. You don't know what number you're gonna hit within the zero. Sorry, it might be a little bit different for you. You might not have never heard that before, but when I say zero, I say zero is the only number that is not a number. It is the infinite of numbers and the nothingness in numbers. Like this, a woman's womb is empty until she's pregnant, and then the womb is able to develop life. And that's what zero is to me. Zero is a big empty until it becomes the one, and then the one transforms to 2, transform the 3 into the 9. And when it gets to the 9, it registers back to the 1 with the 0 behind it in order to enhance its effects. So 0 for me is the 1, the all, the enhancer, and also the diminisher. Sorry. Hey man, I'm sorry man. It's been a little while, so I gotta give you the secrets because as time goes on, I can't. When I first started doing these videos, I had a little bit more of a scared apprehensionness in myself about how I should talk to you guys and how I should feed you the information I think of. But I think as time goes on, I'm just gonna tell you, hey, look, I didn't read everything in the book for what I believe. I am an INTP. If you study Myers-Briggs type indicator, you can find out your personality type. I am an internal thinker with external intuition. That means if I look out into the world, I get inspired by the world, and then my brain then takes it in, formulates it, and gives me my own hypothesis. My thoughts on meditation and stillness. Meditation is hard at first. To still your mind, to get yourself to sit in one place with the whole intent of doing nothing, thinking nothing, seeing nothing, observing nothing. This is the act of intense focus. I think the first place to start with meditation is to wake up in the morning and take 30 seconds to a minute. If you can, don't look at your phone, don't think about anything, and keep your eyes closed. If you can't do that, there's another form of meditation by way of staring at a candle or staring at a point until that point and you are one. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you think works, but you gotta take at least 5 minutes. Because if you can last 5 minutes, you're well on your way to developing a true focus. But either way, finding your niche environment and creating a new mindset is what you may need to do if you find your life's not exactly going the way you want it to. Sometimes it could just be as easy as leaving a job and taking a downgrade in pay in order to feel happy so that you can do something else. Or a lot of times just saying, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna hang out with these friends today, or I'm not gonna hang out with these particular groups of people for the next 2 months because we waste a lot of money, we waste a lot of time, we don't do anything. Just taking little steps, small little steps to work on the great measure, the great scale, the great master scheme. But you guys stay blessed. It's a Live Free Universe. My name again is YG Reno. I didn't say so before, but please like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much.
Ain't no sentiments for poor dads and simpletons. You friends with them, you unlike them, you stupid. You stupid. All of this got a lot of chains and whips. Yeah. Slave to the trends, but you still a piece of shit.